that he added a 470 microfarad electricity capacitor across a suppression diode, and that gave the relay the needed fallback delay and cured his chattering relay problem completely. But I don't think we're in that problem of chattering relays, although you did say that did occur on your rig for some time before it failed completely, Fred. So we'll have to perhaps have a look at those lines and look at components, etc. But it's there's another site where a chap bought this particular radio on eBay, and he had a wealth of problems around the various switches and front panel, and he managed to rebuild it, and he goes through all the steps he had, removing the front panel, changing all the switches, and all the various other bits and pieces. So there's a lot of interest on the web to have a look through. But next week I'm pretty well tied up. I've got golf one evening, and then I've got a couple of hospital appointments as well, which is I need to go and get things sorted. So it's going to keep us busy. What will be the outcome of those visits, I don't know. I've been having trouble with breathlessness recently, Fred, when I do any sort of strenuous activity. And the GP did an ultrasound scan, and he detected a build up of fluid in the sac around the heart. So I'm going off to see the cardiologist next week. So we'll wait and see what happens on that score. Yes, the cubic meters of compost. Well, it's in these builders' containers as they deliver sort of sand and other stuff in. The huge, great material type containers with on pallets. And I think the chap says 160 kilos or something. Whether that was for one or two, I don't know, but they certainly weigh a lot. But one's gone completely, and the second one is about less than a quarter left in it, which is still to be dug out. But as you say, it's not dry, Fred, and it's all pretty damp, and it's obviously sort of farmyard manure that's composted down, and it doesn't smell too bad, luckily. Mushrooms have been used before for mushrooms to grow in it, and it's quite a pleasant smell, to be honest. It's not too bad, like fresh farmyard manure. So hopefully tomorrow the weather doesn't look too bad at all up here. So temperature could get up to +20. So it could be quite a warm day, and hopefully we can get the job finished. Anyway, back to you, Fred. G3TVM from G3SHD.
G3SHD from G3TVM, excellent, Bob. And also solid all the way through, although there was a little bit of local interference. The noise blanket took care of that fairly well. Well, it did degrade your signal a little bit. Nothing about the hospital visit next week, Bob, and a visit at some point in the future. Give me a chance to clear the workbench, Bob. It's in a bit of the workbench is in a bit of a tip at the moment with one thing and another on the bench. I haven't really done very much in the way of radio work for about a year, I suppose. And the bench is just cluttered up with tools and the usual junk that collects over the time, the sort of feeling, Bob. And instead I've got some old computers if you would want any more of the computer power supplies to, although you mentioned the 500 watt one, I'm uncertain how you identify which power supply is which, Bob. I'm sure the physical size of the desktop computer doesn't necessarily define the power rating of the power supply. But there we are. Regarding the relays and switching on the 847, Bob, I don't think I had any problems. I used the 847 for one QSO with you on 80 meters. It all worked well. Next time I went to use it, I think the relays chattered just for a few brief moments before the radio died altogether, and so there's no light on it at all. But I've not touched it since. It's still got to unscrew the covers and have a go at it. So there we are. But I'm sure between us we'll get it sorted, Bob. Okay about the compost, by the way, Bob. Yes, I know the big builders sort of canvas skip things. Well, they're not canvas, they're polypropylene, aren't they, I think. But when my neighbour was doing his driveway or the hard standing for the camper vans, the gravel was delivered in some of these things, and I thought it'd be handy to have one for the garden rubbish and refuse. And it's only when I moving the canvas sort of skip thing was fair enough, but once it put the garden rubbish into it, it was so heavy that I just couldn't use it at all, and it took two people to move it. So I gave up on that and ditched the idea of using those bags up for refuse purposes. Yeah, this is here, Bob, and I've got to take her home in a minute, so I won't hold it. But talk on this band or the weekend, and look forward to that. And so I'm out to lunch tomorrow with friends, and probably spend the rest of the afternoon with them. So the chances of getting anything on the radio before the weekend are a bit remote. I'm uncertain what's happening on Friday. Maybe I've got a day off. I'll have to check with Liz and see what she's got organised. I know that we've got some shopping to do anyway. And did I say, Bob, that you're welcome down here at any time? No problems. And you and Des wishes to come, but as you say, if we're going to be playing radio, Des probably will be a bit bored, and you get a bit bored walking around the village. Once you walk around it a couple of times, there's enough you don't want to bother with it anymore, and she'll be just kicking her heels and probably bored to tears. Anyway, I wish you a very good evening, Bob. Thanks so much for the QSO, and we'll chat on Saturday, and look forward to seeing you. On the emails, I've got belt and braces, Bob. I've got Outlook, or Explorer, or whatever it's called now, and my ISP's email arrangements. Same email address for both, but it's as Janice said, it's belt and braces. One lets you down, you've got the other as a backup, which is a good idea. Take care. Again to Des. Good evening to you and 33. Good evening to any listening stations. G2 HD, G3 George, Victor Mike.
G3 GDM from G3 SHD, fine, Fred. At one point on the FD847, I guess you've probably checked it, but there are fuses, automotive blade fuses in the lead that goes, or the gases supplied lead that plugs into the back of the FD847. I think there's one in the positive and one in the negative, which are these automotive blade fuses, car type fuses. 30 odd amp, I guess, something like that. I guess you've checked those, Fred. I'm sure you probably have. But it just occurred to me when I looked at my lead here, and I can see these particular fuses in it. Anyway, there we are. Okay, Fred, we'll talk on Saturday, back on the usual channel, I guess, and catch up on the latest news. And it's good to have this band working again at this time of the evening, and I don't have to battle it out on GRM of 80 metres. Okay, Fred, thanks for the contact. Wish you 73. Pass away Jake's on to Liz, and we'll talk on Saturday. And it's good news you got your emails going, and 600 odd emails to wade through. That's a marathon, Fred. All the best. Thanks for the contact. G3GVM from G3FHD.
Yes, okay, Bob, from G3GVM. Yes, the blade fuses, automotive type fuses in the power supply are okay, Bob. I've checked there's 12 volts on the Mode X connector at the back of the radio, and no problems with that at all.
08 QMH1021, Mozambique. BC at 1.
It doesn't sound that way. And I don't think it would sound, I think it would probably sound just as nice and... Quite a number of signals on the band. I thought I'd play a quick call before switching off. Very good evening to you. Thanks for coming back to the call. You're 5-9 there. Name is Rob or Robert, and we're located just south of Edinburgh, in about 25 miles south from a town called Peterham in South Lanarkshire. So, very good signal there, nice audio. I'll hear a little bit from you there. G3SED from GM4GUF.
Yeah, hi Rob, GM4GUF, Golf 3 Sierra Echo Delta. Nice to work you. We've worked before on 160 according to my log. Actually in November of last year. So nice to catch you here. I don't know if that was part of a sort of net or whatever, but anyway, it shows that we worked last year on Top Band. My name's Mike, and I'm located right at the other end of the country to you. I'm on the south coast, just outside of Southampton. And you're 5 and 9 plus about 10, Rob, nice signal, as you say. Obviously now we've got the time difference. Although it's getting dark, it was an hour earlier, isn't it, radio time? And the band's not gone out yet. But I've got a feeling it may not be too long before it goes, but you're coming through very well at the moment. So I'll put it back to you, make sure you're copying and be interested to know what you're using. And I'll tell you what I've got here on the next over. GM4GUF, Golf 3 Sierra Echo Delta.
Yep, G3SED, GM4GUF returning. Yes, okay, Mike, yes, terrific. Terrific signal, 20 over 9 here. I think the band's in very good shape, although I'm trying to think when the last time, the clocks have gone on, so that's knocked me a bit. But I'm trying to think the last time I remember hearing signals across the band at such strength on 60 metres. So it's been pretty variable in the afternoons. And then I have heard it like this last year, but I can't remember hearing it quite so strong for a while. I do have a quick tune over the band here and there in the evening, but not necessarily at this time. What we now have to say, yeah, it's certainly very good tonight. The rig here is a ICOM 7300. It's a hand mic, 100 watts, and a dipole for the band at 15 feet over the ground. So in a right angle, centres in the tree, and just stretched each leg out obviously towards trees in other directions. So that's what we're running, Mike. And yes, I do remember you now. I remember what it was. Your name and that location. I remember we were talking to Vince, TKN, or you were talking to TKN, and I came in, I think, if I remember rightly, it was TKN RCE, was it? Something like that. Certainly.
Boom through, which he said was a much stronger one. That was a load of cobblers. It was the same as the first boom, so I'm lucky, Gary. There's a company in Sittingbourne called Doors'. They do nothing but aluminium tubing, square stuff, everything. And I got two 10-metre lengths and a small bit to join the middle up, and I haven't looked back since. But I keep getting a problem with the wires. A lot of people said make it aluminium, and I don't think that'd do any good. Welding wire rusts too easy. And if I was to go back to Italy and get the wire that he supplied, which was very, very good, it would cost me an arm and a leg, and I wasn't willing to do that. So okay, on that loop. So what are you looking for? About 450 microamps to be somewhere near resonant, over.
Well, what I'm going to do, Dick, from G0BDY, is I'm going to make it out of 4-inch plastic tubing and wrap copper strap round and round and round and round it, gapped, thus to get the electrical length of the loop. And then I'll make a Faraday loop to suit and feed it at the top with a capacitor, much as I did with the other one on this band that I used to use. But I'm going to shorten the size of it by using copper tape. But the copper tape is expensive, that's the only thing. But that's the plan. It's a difficult situation because I don't want to spend 200 quid on copper tape if it doesn't work. If I can acquire something and try it, it will be okay. So that's the plan, Dick. Copper strap, you know?
Kind of half expecting the band to go out any time.
You could almost do your toast on top of the
mag loop. But otherwise it will be too big, Dick. It will be about 16, 17 foot octagonal, and that's too big. So I'm going to try that one, Dick.
Yeah, should work, Gary. Should work. Oh, crikey, it's such a long time ago I played with blooming loops. You could do with a variac, really, couldn't you? So, that capacitor, I hope you're going to get into a waterproof box this time, because last time it messed you about, didn't it, over?
Yeah, it did a bit, yeah, from G0BDY, yeah. I've still got my small one that I made, 85, 86. I made one for 20 metres, and that's fine. That's okay. I've kept that one, but the other one's in bits. Anyway, it's all trial and error, isn't it? I'm on dipole 4 at the moment, and I've made dipole 5, and that's ready to go up. I'll try that one. It's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it? I've bought some stuff, and I tried it. I bought one of those end-fed wires with a magnetic alum in it, and managed to melt the thing together. Blew the thing up. It's supposed to take 800 watts. It didn't take anything like it, DJ.
Oh dear, that was a bit disappointing, wasn't it? Gary, have a look on 62100. 62100, have a look on logbookqrz.com. ON6YC, ON6 Yankee Charlie. I'm pretty sure he's got quite a bit on there on loops. And he works the BKs and the ZLs with me on 40 metres. And he can half get some good reports, Gary, over.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I've written that down. ON6YC. Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll Google him up later. Dick, I'm going to go now because I think the band's changing a bit. You're a good signal. And also the fans come on in the rig. It's like, it's about 25 degrees in here, Celsius, in the shack. The fans come on the rig. All the fans are on. I'm going to go, Dick, and let you have the band. Because I think you're trying to get hold of Mike, aren't you, Dad?
Well, I was hoping Mike might come up, because Peter said he was going to go, and I was sitting listening for Mike on the Isle of Lewis, and then Peter came back on again, so I was still sort of sitting there listening, Gary. Gary, have a good evening, good luck with that, and ON6YC is a real nice guy, and he might come up with some good ideas. He's very, very clever with loops. Catch you later, mate. Take care. G0BD and a Y, G4UP. God bless, Gary.
Yeah, okay, Dick. G4UPE, G0BDY. All the best to you and Jan over there. Hook up with you soon. Take care. Good to speak to you. I'm off to the kitchen. Bye-bye, Dick.
Bye.
What are you cooking, Gary?
Cooking. Is that Bobby?
Yes.
You got big ear holes. It's that 7300, mate. What am I cooking? Spag bowl, John Gabe.
Okay, enjoy it. Anyway, Gary, G0BDY, G4UP, I don't know who else they mean, 0GGI. Yeah, well, I do that sometimes. Very tasty if you do it right, Gary. I hope you enjoy it.
Well, I'll try, John. I've got to do it now because I've looked at the clock and he's gone to Fat Fighters to be weighed and she'll be in at 9 and I've got to get it ready for her. So I better buzz off, otherwise I'll get it in the net, John. Hook up with you later. I'll give a shout about 10:30, see if there's any DX around. So maybe I might catch you then, John. MM0GGI with G4UPE. This is G0BDY going QRT. Bye-bye, guys. Pick it up, Kick.
Yeah, have a good evening, Gary. Go on, John.
Yeah, all the best, Gary. Yeah, don't forget the Parmesan cheese, will you?
I don't like that.
Well, you know what you said.
Let him disappear, John. He'll be in the crack because he beats the hell out of him on the odd occasion. And GGI, G4UB. Big signal, John. You're right.
You're not too bad, Dick. MM0GGI. Yeah, the bands have been all over the place. This one seems to be good at the moment. I've had high noise levels on all bands, though, Dick. Unusually high noise levels,
Not too bad down here tonight, John. I've got S9. I'm on the doublet, naturally. And I've got S9, but I talked to Peter just now, and I was listening to Steve, a G3 TPW, and they was like crashing down here at 30s over.
It's weird. Listen up from peak of signals, and now they're starting to sort of really start fluctuating a lot. And eventually the signals will just drop out. I'm interested in the drop
there, John. Audio only, no signal and no noise on the doublet, John. I was amazed with 40 metres over.
Yeah, I can't that big, yeah, MM0GGI. I was a bit late up this morning, so I didn't listen on there. I heard Graham talking to Terry, but their signals weren't very good this morning. You're 10:15 over, by the way, Dick, and armchair copy. But I don't know, I've had the last day, yesterday and today, my noise levels have been unusually high. When I say unusually high, I mean I'm only talking about S4. I heard up to 5 on this band, but that's higher than what I normally get, you know. And 80 was quite high as well. That was up to about S5. To make it less comfortable listening, if you like. So whether it's just the aurora we've had, or whether my neighbour's lodger has got some bit of equipment that I don't know about, I really don't know, Dick. G4UPE, MM0GGI.
Hey, okay, John. G4UPE. John, other than my HF stuff, my beams, my quad, which are absolutely silent, this doublet, John, I very, very rarely see under S9. And on 160 last night, there was hellish conditions last night, John. And SED me and him was comparing noises on our doublets. And we was both S9. And John, I got no neighbours at all. So I don't know how you get away with having such a damn quiet antenna. But I'm in S2, mate. If I had an S2, John, I'd hear the world over.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I've had the last 2 days, it's been noisy for whatever reason. So I don't know whether there's something new that's arrived, I don't know. But it could be the power lines playing up. Doesn't sound like that. It just sounds like general atmospheric noise, actually. So maybe it's to do with the aurora we've had and such like anyways. But, yeah, we'll see. But, okay, yeah, well, obviously, them big doublets, so the only reason they're noisy is they're pulling the signals in so well, Dick, you know. Your doublet are pulling the signals better than what my dipole will,
John, I do listen very, very well. I hear some stations that other people don't even know are there. And that is with the S9 and noise on it. But blimey, John, it ain't half high in the air. and it is a full wave, and it does work very, very well, even with pretty low power, John. I don't know, I'll get some good reports. But I've got a couple of bleed-off resistors that a mate of mine gave me, and I'm going to put those on the feeders, John, and put it onto two separate earth stakes, see if I can lower the noise and the static, John. It's a static build-up on my doublet, John. I want the two joiners right in front of me above the ATU. I can pull them apart very easy, just a male and female join. John, when I pull them apart, when that old antenna's loaded up, that makes a spark jump. Blue as blue can be, John. It jumps 3 foot over.
Blimey, you know what, you don't get a static spike in the rig then. That'd blow that to smithereens, but range statics, one thing I do get at times varies what antenna I'm using. If I use the vertical, I don't get so much, I get more of the dipoles for some reason. I thought it'd be the other way around. But that's a very sharp, crackly static, you know, the range static. Noise blankers, I find generally the noise blankers on ICOMs take out that very sharp, impulsy noise, like range static, very well. And of course the ignition noise from cars, which is very spiky. The noise blankers deal with that quite well on the ICOMs, don't they?
Yeah, okay, John. Yeah, actually, the noise blanker on my Pro 3, my Icon Pro 3, that works very well. But if I got static in the air, John, on this 940 and on the doublet, if it rains, I can't hear anything, John. It just pegs the blooming needle. I have to turn it off and pull both the feeders out. But the noise blanker on the 940 does not get rid of any of the noise, John. It doesn't work very well at all. And I've got 2 noise blankers on the 940 Sugar. A noise blanker level. And John, it does not work. That's the one bad thing about the radio, John.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, M0GGI. I think ICOMs are renowned for having a good noise blanker on them. The one on this, you can adjust all sorts with it, width and depth and Christ knows what. What they all do, I don't know, but I know it gets rid of the spiky noise anyway. Spiky noise is what noise blankers are for, really. Sharp impulses, you know. Something that's not so sharp, they don't deal with that so well. And I never find, I don't know what everybody raves about this DSP noise reduction. Get rid of it from the house.
But I'm waffling, and I should think the band is definitely going to be starting to go soon. So I'll put it back to you, Rob, and then I must disappear. I've got to go out and get some fuel for the car, so I don't have to bother in the morning during the rush hour here. You probably don't have that problem where you live. Hi. GM4GUF, G3SED. G3SED, GM4GUF. Well, luckily, I took a retirement package, so I don't have that. But along the M74 M8 into Glasgow direction, they've been all fun and games because I've been doing the roads. GM4 to US, so about the central belt and up the road a bit into the wilds. No, you don't get too much of it, of course. So, but locally it's like that.
Fox Kilo. They are Fox Romeo and they are the Hotel Bravo. Begrijp jij de microfoon, over?
Ja, uitstekend zaken, dankjewel hè. Oké, nou Frans, uitstekend signaal.
Por cartón, por atrás, ¿no? Pero más o menos el espíritu es el mismo. Adelante, Salvador. Florida Sierra. Okay, por ahí el resto.
G4UPE. Catch you later, mate. No night.
Yeah, okay, Dick. G4UPE means 0GGI. Yeah, you say probably the band will go out on us in a minute. Yeah, well, I think anybody who's working here from the EU and is working and got a job should be allowed to stay as long as they want. As long as they're working, you know. Might be one of them might want to have a British passport after a few years. I don't have any problem with that. The ones I don't like are the ones who come over here to sponge, you know, and then they say they've got 20 kids in Romania, claim a load of money and send it all back to Romania, right?
Well, I was doing that all the damn time, John. But I worked for the Jewish people in London, John, for 5.5 years. And they have to send 10% of their wages back to Israel to hire the rabbi. So it goes on everywhere, John. Catch you later, no night.
Yeah, all the best, Dick. Nice to hear you. That's the Jan. G4UPA MM0GGI. Cheers.
See you, John.